A powerful earthquake just tore through southern Japan, and the death toll is still climbing. On Tuesday, a quake registering magnitude 7.1 struck Japan's Kumamoto prefecture on the southern island of Kyushu. The Japan Meteorological Agency confirmed it hit the highest end of the country's seismic intensity scale. At least 18 people are confirmed dead, with more than 60 injured, 6 of them seriously. A shopping mall partially collapsed, believed to have been triggered by a gas explosion following the quake. Rescue workers are still searching that collapsed mall for people trapped beneath the rubble. A factory chimney also collapsed in nearby Yatsushiro, killing 5 workers on the spot. Japanese officials ordered roughly 300,000 people across Kumamoto prefecture to evacuate to shelters immediately. Bridges buckled, roads cracked, and a historic castle was damaged for the second time in a decade. But this is not normal news cycle noise. Today, we break down exactly what happened, why Japan keeps getting hit this hard, and what scientists are watching next. No guessing, no dramatizing, just the facts, the science, and the real stakes. Drop a comment right now. Have you ever felt an earthquake, even a small one? Tell me where you were and what it felt like. Thousands of you have shared stories about shaking floors and swaying buildings in past videos. I read every single one of those, and I genuinely love hearing them. If you want to know the moment this story develops further, subscribe to the channel right now. It is completely free. A thumbs up also helps enormously. Let us go for 5,000 likes on this one so the algorithm shows it to people who need to see it. Thank you. Now, let us get into exactly what happened on the ground. The earthquake struck late Tuesday afternoon, local time, in the Kumamoto region of Kyushu. Japan's Prime Minister, Sanai Takaichi, confirmed the scale of the damage within hours. She reported destruction to roads, bridges, and buildings, along with blackouts and fires across the region. Aerial footage showed a derailed cargo train lying on its side near the epicenter. Collapsed towers were visible at an industrial plant, with a smaller building fully engulfed in flame. At the Aeon shopping center in Kashima, part of the structure caved in entirely. Local media reported that an explosion believed to be gas-related struck the mall following the quake. CNN crews on the ground confirmed several deaths at that mall, with 3 people still listed as missing. About 80 injured people were being treated at a regional medical center in nearby Hikawa. 10 more were hurt when a nursing home in the same town began shaking violently. A staff member there told Japanese broadcaster NHK she clung to her desk as the building swayed. She said the shaking was so strong she genuinely could not keep her balance. Here is where the story becomes personal, not just statistical. A 74-year-old resident named Kiyoshi Matsunaga was inside a supermarket when the shaking began. He told reporters he thought in that moment that he was going to die. Items scattered from every shelf around him as he gripped his shopping cart, frozen in place. Stories like his are echoing across Kumamoto right now, in nearly every affected neighborhood. This is what a magnitude 7.1 earthquake actually looks like from inside a grocery store. Not a number on a screen, but real people, frozen mid-motion in an ordinary Tuesday afternoon. So why does Japan keep experiencing earthquakes at this scale and this frequency? Japan sits directly on the Pacific Ring of Fire, where multiple tectonic plates physically converge. The Pacific Plate, the Philippine Sea Plate, and the Eurasian Plate all meet beneath this island chain. That convergence makes Japan one of the most seismically active countries anywhere on the planet. Tremors here happen almost constantly, most too small for anyone to actually feel. But Kumamoto specifically carries painful recent history with earthquakes of this exact size. In 2016, this same region was struck by a devastating sequence of major earthquakes. That 2016 disaster killed dozens of people and displaced tens of thousands from their homes. This week's earthquake has now damaged the same historic castle that was heavily damaged back then. For residents already living through post-2016 reconstruction, this quake reopens wounds that had barely closed. Scientists have since identified exactly which fault systems ruptured during this latest earthquake. Kumamoto sits at the southern end of the Japan median tectonic line, the country's longest active fault system. This event ruptured both the 81-kilometer Hinagu fault and the 64-kilometer Futagawa fault running alongside it. A 27-kilometer section of the Futagawa fault reportedly slid nearly 3.5 meters during the quake. That is an enormous amount of sudden ground displacement, even by the standards of major earthquakes. There is also a genuinely urgent historical warning buried inside this region's own seismic record. During the devastating 2016 Kumamoto disaster, a powerful foreshock struck first, followed by an even stronger main shock. That main shock arrived roughly 28 hours after the initial foreshock, catching many residents off guard. Disaster relief organizations on the ground this week are explicitly citing that history as a reason for continued caution. Officials are warning residents that significant aftershocks remain a serious and realistic risk in the coming days. Let us talk about the broader risk Japan is watching, beyond just this single event. A tsunami warning was issued immediately following Tuesday's earthquake, covering coastal areas near Kyushu. Japanese authorities take these warnings with extreme seriousness, given the country's history with tsunami disasters. The 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami remains the benchmark against which every warning is measured. That earlier disaster killed nearly 20,000 people and triggered a nuclear crisis at Fukushima. Scientists studying Japan's fault systems continue monitoring several zones considered overdue for major rupture events. The Nankai Trough, south of the mainland, is one such zone drawing significant ongoing scientific attention. Government estimates suggest a major Nankai Trough earthquake could affect tens of millions of people directly. The economic disruption from this week's earthquake is already spreading well beyond Kumamoto's borders. JR Kyushu suspended all of its rail services across the region, including its high-speed Shinkansen lines. Several commercial facilities and factories throughout the prefecture reported significant structural damage. The Aeon-operated shopping mall in Kashima confirmed at least 3 deaths tied directly to that mall's collapse. Nippon Paper Industries reported a smokestack collapse at its Yatsushiro plant, trapping 11 workers inside. 7 of those workers have since been located, though 5 of them tragically did not survive. 4 workers from that same factory remain unaccounted for as search efforts continue. Regional logistics networks, already strained, are now facing further delays because of this widespread damage. Economists studying Kumamoto's 2016 earthquake found its ripple effects reached far beyond the immediate disaster zone. Based on that precedent, this week's economic impact will likely extend well past Kyushu itself. This week's Kumamoto earthquake did not occur along that specific Nankai fault system, but it serves as a stark, immediate reminder of what Japan's broader seismic risk actually looks like. Now, let us address a rumor that has circulated widely across social media in recent years. A manga published in 1999 was falsely rumored to have predicted a major Japanese earthquake disaster. That rumor spread heavily last year, even affecting tourism numbers into the country. Japanese seismologists publicly and firmly dismissed that prediction as scientifically baseless at the time. Earthquakes cannot currently be predicted with specific dates, locations, or exact magnitudes by any known method. What scientists can do is study long-term probability based on fault stress and historical rupture patterns. That is real science, entirely different from a rumor built around a decades-old comic book cover. It is worth separating the two clearly, especially while a real verified disaster is actively unfolding. Let us be direct about the practical message here, because information without action is just anxiety. If you live in Japan, particularly across Kyushu, follow official evacuation orders from local authorities immediately. Japan's earthquake early warning system is among the most advanced in the world, so trust its alerts. If you are traveling to Japan soon, check official government advisories before finalizing travel plans. For everyone else watching from elsewhere, understanding this event still matters beyond simple sympathy. Japan's building codes and earthquake preparedness systems are studied and copied by countries worldwide. Every disaster like this one refines those systems further, potentially saving lives in future earthquakes globally. None of this requires panic, wherever you happen to be watching from right now. It requires the same thing every major seismic event requires, staying informed through trusted official channels. Final thought. Japan has been living alongside earthquakes for its entire recorded history, shaping how its cities are built. Kumamoto Castle, damaged again this week, has already survived centuries of tremors, fires, and past reconstructions. It will likely be rebuilt again, the same way it was rebuilt after 2016. That resilience is not an accident. It is the direct result of decades of hard-earned engineering lessons. Every earthquake here adds another data point to systems designed to protect the next generation of residents. International aid organizations have already begun mobilizing resources to support Kumamoto's recovery effort. The Association for Aid and Relief, Japan, launched emergency assistance within hours of the earthquake striking. That organization is drawing directly on experience from the 2016 Kumamoto earthquake and the 2011 Tohoku disaster. Peace Winds America confirmed its disaster response teams are already active on the ground in Kumamoto. Global Giving opened a dedicated relief fund, citing damage to homes, hospitals, and essential local businesses. These organizations are prioritizing food, clean water, and emergency medical supplies for displaced residents. This kind of rapid mobilization did not happen by accident or overnight. It reflects decades of hard lessons learned across a string of previous Japanese natural disasters. From the 2011 Tohoku tsunami to the 2016 Kumamoto quakes, each disaster has reshaped how relief efforts respond. That accumulated experience is exactly what is now being deployed across Kumamoto this week. Right now, rescue teams are still working through the night, searching for anyone still trapped beneath the rubble. We will keep tracking this story as it develops, every updated death toll, every new aftershock report. subscribe so you do not miss where this story goes next. And leave that comment below. Have you ever felt an earthquake? Tell me what it was like. Because behind every number in this story is a real person caught mid-motion on an ordinary afternoon. Understanding that is how we stay motivated to take stories like this seriously. 5,000 likes on this video. Let us go. See you in the next one.